Igbos, stay away. You'll be used as an scapegoat.
Fellow Yoruba brother, no Igbo comes out to protest.
The Igbos are so marginalized.
Stop complaining because we need to protest. This protest, your Igbo must go.
Oh yeah, come out again today and come and protest. They will say you go collect.
The Igbo see it as further telling them that they are second-class citizens in their own country.
Just leave Igbo people alone. They are not even protesting because they don't want you guys to turn them to scapegoats.
Do you know why the Igbos haven't joined the End Bad Governance protest in Nigeria? And what could be the possible repercussion if they ever did?
Be weak now. Because they were looking for opportunity to slaughter you. Sit at home.
Well, on this video is an eye-opener to what is the position of the Igbos in Nigeria 2024. The marginalization, the hatred, and why the Yorubas want the Igbos gone from Yoruba land, especially in Lagos State. Also, we'll be disclosing why a member of Ohaneze and Igbo said Ifeanyi bad death, among others, is the reason why Igbos are not joining the protest. Stick around as we expose things you never knew as a Nigerian. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Before we discuss on other topics, first of all, let's talk about Igbo's refusal to join the protest and the possible repercussion if they ever did. How Ifeanyi's death, among others' death, was tagged as one of the reasons Igbo didn't join the protest. For some days now, the End Bad Government protest has swept the country. So far, there have been calm in all Southeast states, arming indication that the peace will continue. One may ask, why is Southeast Nigeria so calm, especially at this period where every other Nigerian is agitating for better governance? But in the side of the Igbos, they are very calm as if it never concerns them. After a lot of investigation that have been carried out, here are some reasons why Southeast are never protesting and may never protest ever in Nigeria, especially in the regime of Tinubu. Watch this video to the end to find out yourself. It should be recalled that days to the commencement of the protest on August 2024, leaders of the Southeast, including governors, political and traditional leaders, had several meetings and engagement with the people from the zone, calling on them to shun the protests. According to the investigation, the people of the zone would rather comply with the direction of the indigenous people of Biafra, that is the IPOB or Eastern Security Network, than the governors, who they insist are only in the office to better their personal interest and for the favor they get from Aso Rock. What seems to be a consensus reason for many residents of the 5 Southeast states is that Igbos have refused to be used as scapegoats. According to them, the bad experience of the EndSARS protest still haunts the Igbos, who were wrongly accused of sponsoring the protest, despite the fact that their businesses were destroyed. Before the protest, Bola Tinubu government had accused P2B of sponsoring it. But the true fact is that Obi is not the only opposition party that Tinubu has. They never pointed to Atiku Abubakar. The accusation is against all Igbos and their businesses are the target. Another reason is that the Igbos are not participating as expected because they did not vote for APC government and cannot protest against it. The Igbos protested with their votes during the 2023 presidential election against the poor governance of the APC government, but other Nigerians supported the party, and that is why we are here today. So there is no need to protest again when your authentic protest with vote did not count. Again, many concerned Igbos think that the current security situation in some communities in Anambra, Imo, Abia State do not need additional protest because it could be hijacked by government-sponsored hoodlums. It could be recalled that there was heavy deployment of soldiers and armed patrol vehicles in the zone, especially in Aba, few days before the start of the protest. The earlier deployment, according to many in the zone, suggested that the Igbo were the target of the protest. So the withdrawal of the Igbos are tactical and not weakness. It is wisdom because the people have been killed since the civil war and the government does not care. If you can recall the Python dance a few years back against the Igbos, this same thing would happen and it will repeat itself and nothing will still happen. They would be made the scapegoat since the protest has been reviewed to be targeted at them for the destruction of their means of livelihood and for setting them up before the security agencies. In other words, this is an act of wisdom and not cowardice. It's not like the Igbos are immune to the hunger and poverty experienced on all over the country. But it would be stupid for one to go out to protest against hunger and poverty and end up dead, because at the end of the day, they'll be tagged IPOB and shot at. Talking from an entire different angle, Olisa Akanite, a member of the Ohaneze Igbo, He noted that Igbo are in a mourning mood now and cannot protest. In his word, he said, "We lost 3 prominent Igbo personalities: Chief Emmanuel Iwanyanwu, President General of Ohaneze, Ifeanyi Uba, a senator, and Onyeka Owunu, our distinguished daughter. So let others protest on our behalf for now because Igbo are mourning and are in huge loss." Haven't these protests gotten to a certain point? The fact of this remains that all Nigerians are feeling the heat and the government needs to do something, especially the needful. Talking about the marginalization of the Igbos. No doubt, the marginalization of Igbo people in Nigeria has deep historical roots, dating back to the colonial era and the early years of Nigerian independence. Several keys and events and factors have contributed to this marginalization. Firstly is the area of colonial policies, followed the Biafran War of 1967 and 1970, and the post-war policies and reconstruction policies that took place, have in several ways gone against the Igbos. Today, the marginalization of the Igbo people manifests in various ways, both in the political, economic, and socio-cultural aspects of their life. Talking on the political aspect of the marginalization, despite being one of the largest ethnic groups in Nigeria, the Igbo have often been excluded from the key political position. The presidency, for instance, has largely eluded the Igbo, leading to the feelings of disenfranchisement and calls for the greater political representation. On the economic aspect, the Southeast, predominantly the Igbos, has seen less federal investment compared to other regions. Infrastructure such as roads, healthcare, and education facilities are often underdeveloped, exacerbating economic challenges and limiting opportunities for growth and development. Given that the other tribes have been in power for years now, it's been made that they tend to support their brother, giving Dangote as an example. In several ways, the government have helped him into becoming one of the richest men in Nigeria by supporting his business and his belief as a businessman. But when you look at the Igbos, we have had little or no help. Example, if Innocent was an Hausa man, I bet you nobody probably going to be importing cars from outside the country. Instead, a policy will be made that every car should be bought from him in order to promote local products. But because he's an Igbo man, there is no ground for him to play. Due to some of this marginalization, the sense of marginalization has fueled the resurgence of secession movement of most notably the indigenous people of Biafra, the IPOB, led by Nnamdi Kanu. IPOB advocates for creation of an independent Biafra, drawing significant support from the disillusional Igbo youth who feel neglected and oppressed by the Nigerian state. Referencing this to the contemporary Nigerian today, if there is any reason for the Igbos to protest, it should be done for the emancipation of Igbo because Nigeria don't like us. They send jet fighters and soldiers here because of IPOB, but we tell Nigerians that Boko Haram is tactically defeated and even celebrate repentant Boko Haram and bandits, while people in the southeast are branded terrorists. Igbos have been marginalized in all sectors if you check well, without any doubt. Talking on why Yorubas want Igbos gone from Yoruba land, especially the Lagos state. The relationship between these Yoruba and Igbo communities in Nigeria has been complex, marked by periods of cooperation and tension. Lagos, as the economic hub of Nigeria, has significant Igbo population contributing to the vibrant commerce and culture. However, underlying the ethnic tension have occasionally flared up, often driven by political and economic competition. Recently, the tension have resurfaced following a tweet suggesting that the Yoruba community should expel the Igbos from Yoruba land, particularly in Lagos. The issue gained momentum when it was revealed that some Yoruba groups had gathered on a conference call to discuss plans for expulsion of Igbos. They claimed that the tenancy of the Igbos on lands they have purchased had expired and they must leave has sparked outrageous and fear within the Igbo community. The Nigerian government and various politicians have responded to this development with varying degrees of concern and condemnation. No doubt, the renewed call for the expulsion of Igbos from Lagos highlights deep ethnic division in Nigeria, despite call for unity from political leaders. The underlying issues of economic rivalry and historical grievance persist. Can Nigeria move beyond this ethnic conflict to build a truly inclusive nation, or will this tension continue to define itself in future? Drop your comment on what you think. For more stories like this, don't forget to like and subscribe. Catch you next time. Bye for now.